Today, I will be black bordering Flooded Valley, which will officially make me halfway done black bordering the Expert Chimps maps. Because currently I have Ouch, Workshop, Glacial Trail, Dark Dungeons, and Ravine under my belt. And now it's Flooded Valley's turn. So what makes this a difficult map? Well, first off, it's a pretty short track length and balloons come from two different ends, layering on top of each other inside the center. And secondly, land towers are very difficult to use on this map because they can't reach over this wall right here and see the balloons on the other end. So can we black border it? Let's find out. And here we go, guys. We're in Chimps mode on the map Flooded Valley. Now I do have an extra added challenge I kind of want to do just to make things interesting here. And that is using the water as little as possible. I want to build the majority of my defense on the land side. Now, I don't think it's possible to actually start and beat round 6 with only water towers. Or I mean with only land towers, because you do need submarine start. So that's exactly what we're doing here. And I think actually, do I still go down here? Wait a second. There's a specific sub spot where you can actually defend. Okay, I think this is the spot, guys. Come on, let's afford the second submarine. Perfect, just in time. And we finally beat round 6. But yeah, as I was saying, I want to beat this map with using as little water towers as possible because that's pretty much every single run on Flooded Valley, and I want to be unique, you know? They call me Unique Mahalik for a reason, guys. We also did bring Azili in today's run, which will be very fun because if I'm using land towers, the one tower I think will be pretty good is actually the wizard, which can ignore the obstacle and actually hit the balloons up top. But we probably can't get Azili yet. I'm thinking we just go for a wizard early here. A top path. Guided magic is the upgrade that allows you to see. Yep. There we go. Do I defend this round? It's looking like I do. I'm trying to figure out if I can greed for Azili first before I upgrade the wizard more. That would be ideal. The two submarines are actually appearing to be really strong on this map, which I love. Okay, Azili can go right about here. Azili also ignores obstacles, which is fantastic, so this can also hit balloons. And now we start upgrading this wizard, which I'm thinking we can get Arcane Blast here. Perfect. And maybe we could make this an Archmage later in the game. The thing with the Archmage is typically you want the middle cross path these days because it got buffed an insane amount. But in this case, I'm considering the bottom path because Monkey Sense actually increases the range of the wizard. And in this case, I do need the extra range quite a bit, right? Because I'm placing him so far away from the track. I don't know, though. Am I dead here? I'm dead. Well, then. Let's retry this round and see if I could have beaten it with Intense Magic, for example. Does that make the difference? It actually would have. Okay, well, now I know. Restart. Okay, here we go. We're back to round 15. We're getting Intense Magic here before the round starts. Can we defend? Question of the day. We should be able to. I'm dead. Like, what? I literally just tested it and it worked, and I retry and it doesn't. Okay. I feel like there's just RNG involved with it, which is annoying. All right, instead of Azili early, I'm trying out a double wizard play, 2 Arcane Blasts here. This should be able to defend, I'd like to believe. Let's see, though. Come on. And we did defend round 15, finally. Okay. Well, that's something. And I'm honestly just going to save for Arcane Mastery first before I get Azili down. I'm going to play it really safe on my hero placement. Arcane Mastery should be able to carry me through the early game rounds. Okay, a bit of a problem. I can't afford Arcane Mastery pre-round 20. And there's black balloons this round. So I think I'm just dead. Oh my gosh, bro. Why is this so difficult? What if I were to get Monkey Sense on this guy for more range? But the thing is, I think retrying the round is just not ever consistent though, because it like messes up the attack timings of your tower. So I don't even know if that would have defended the first go around. All right, I've decided to make the early game quite a bit simpler by just upgrading the submarines. Like, I didn't really want to do this off the start because I'm trying to beat this with the least amount of cash spent on water towers as possible, but I'm fine doing a couple sub upgrades just to get me through the first like 30 rounds. You know what I'm saying? We'll build both of these guys into 0-1-1 subs, and that should be able to solo the early game well. Alright, and I'm hoping with the submarine start, I can just save up for this Necromancer next. That's kind of my plan. We should afford Necromancer before round 35 as well, which is important, timing-wise. Okay, there we go. Necromancer has been bought. Perfect. I'm feeling comfortable now. And I get the extra Pierce for my Necromancer when I get Azili level 11. Okay, so it's still a little bit of time to come, but that's fine. Wait, I'm dead. How did I survive that? Why does Necromancer suck? What the heck? I get it up and it's automatically dying. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm about to die here again too. Well then, that's not good. I'm thinking we get an Alchemist to outbuff it. That's my next plan. We'll add the Alchemist to the mix and hope that helps. Make it larger potions. Let's go. Round 36. First wave was defended. Okay, that's something. Second wave was defended. The third wave is the hardest. It's the biggest wave. Please defend. Okay, we survived. We're surviving here. Let's get Berserker Brew next. Come on. We're almost there. B Brew has been bought. Let's go. Remember, I can target where the balloons spawn from too. I actually low-key forgot about that. If I target it here, the balloons only go upwards. Wait, what? Why does that happen? So if I target it... Okay, now they're going downwards again. I don't really understand that. Okay. Am I dead? How am I dying there? And the thing is, if I just retry the round, I know for a certain fact I'm going to defend. I guess targeting the balloons just somehow made me lose? I don't know. Like, look, I retry the round and we defend easily. That's just what always happens. That's the most annoying thing in the entire game. Well, I guess this gives me an attempt to see how to beat round 40 because I was worried about round 40. Do we beat 39 with the setup? It looks like I do. Okay, I guess what I could do to make it pretty simple is just get a sniper. There's no way I'm affording a wizard upgrade to do good mob class damage. You need Arcane Spike for that, and that's out of my budget. So maybe like a 202 sniper. All right. Target this here. I'm so dead. Well, I don't even know if we can defend round 40 in all honesty. Then I think I need to replace a Zeely in a spot higher up is what needs to happen. Zeely does have the more mob class damage at this point. When I retry, that's what needs to go down. Restart again. And this is exactly why I did the land challenge, guys, because if I just played this map like everyone else does and do all the towers on the water, basically, things would be very simple. And it would make for a really easy video, which I think is less entertaining. So, yeah. We're going to make it through, though. We're going to make it through. All right, we're finally back to round 40. I have a Zeely up at the top this time around, which should give me more mob class damage, and also have an Arcane Mastery with Wall of Fire, which helped me out a lot for the early game rounds. No, I'm still worried about round 40, though, which I've got 3k to work with. Is that enough for an Alch buff? It is actually enough for an Alch buff, but is that the best use of my cash to pop a mob class layer down? I could get an Alch buff on the Necromancer. I could also target the Necromancer here, which is probably a good idea. I think we'll try it. Why is the Necromancer balloons going that direction? I'm completely dead. I'm completely dead. Oh my gosh, why does the Necromancer do that? I don't think there's any chance I was defending that, though. Alright, I think I found the issue, and that's the fact that I was using Necromancer early. Necromancer early sucks on this map. So, here's what we're going to do for round 40. I have $4,695 saved up, and we are going to get an armor-piercing darts on this. That should be able to defend. With the wizards to clean up. Come on. Defend? Barely actually defends. That was kind of close. I thought it was going to be easier than that. Oh my gosh. At least we defended nonetheless, you know? I'm happy about that. I still do want to get Necromancer and Prince of Darkness later, but it's probably going to be after Zeely hits level 11 for the extra pierce and the animated balloons. Honestly, scratch that. I lied. We're going to get Necromancer early. I want just to make our defense a little bit more comfortable. Discount Village first, though. And there's Camo Purples this round, so I need to use the Zeely's Heartstopper ability if I don't afford Necromancer in time. We got Necromancer up. We'll still use it just in case. We're good. And I'm thinking Necromancer will get middle crosspath on because it seemed like targeting where the balloons spawn from doesn't really make much of a difference for us. So yeah, we'll get middle crosspath on it. Get Jungle Drums on the village next. And now we save it for Arcane Spike. That's the plan. Oh, wait a second. Am I dead here? I think I am. Oh my gosh, how did I survive that? Why does Necromancer suck so much? Everything's just running through the balloons. I guess I could Alch buff it too, but I need that Arcane Spike. Hopefully I defend the Moabs. First one goes down pretty easily, but the thing I'm worried about is the second mob comes from the bottom path. And my Armor Piercing Darts doesn't hit it early, Azili does not hit that mob early. So things are going to be interesting. Wait, I do actually afford Arcane Spike in time though. I didn't think I would. We're good. Okay. Okay. We're surviving. I've already taken an hour 20 to get to round 51. This has taken a lot longer than I was anticipating, but it's working. I think we try saving for Prince of Darkness next instead of Archmage. I do want both of those, but Prince of Darkness is preferred, I think. Before I do that, though, Probably get an alk buff for these guys. Yeah, we definitely should get an alk buff. We'll get stronger stimulant and faster throw on crosspath. That should be able to buff both of these pretty easily. And we do take down round 55. I am worried about round 63 though. Like the ceramics around 63 are going to be a big problem. I can already tell. I'm just going to save my money until then and we'll find a solution once I hit that round. That's my plan. Because I don't think there's going to be any difficult rounds before 63. Even this BFB should not be a problem for us. I mean, I could just hex it at the end of the day, but we don't need to hex it, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay, well, we've made it to 63. I have 14k on hand here, and... what to purchase? That's the question. That's not a water-based thing. I could get a second Arcane Spike, but then that's going to make it really hard to save it for the 5th tiers because I'm going to get the 5th tiers so late, I think. I am now remembering that the Prince of Darkness actually does buff the other Necromancers you place on the map. So I could try something really weird and get multiple Necromancers this round. And then once I get the Prince of Darkness later, those Necromancers get buffed even more. On top of the fact Azili is also already buffing them with level 11. I think that's the plan. So we'll get one more Necromancer here, and then I'll get a third Necromancer over here. This might be a little carried away, but I don't want to die at around 63. So, yeah. Please say this defends. It actually doesn't defend. Wow. That is awful. I mean, the Necromancers didn't really have time to build up balloons. I understand that, but what the heck, bro? I honestly think the best play here is just getting Arcane Spike on this guy and getting an alt buff for it. Does this defend? It defends the first wave. Okay. What about the second and third? Second wave gets defended, and third and final wave gets defended. Well, problem now is though, like, how am I saving up for these 5th tiers? I guess we'll just wait and see. I'm gonna play out the next couple rounds. Honestly, for a while. Because now there's nothing to lose, you know? If I die, at least we can kind of see where I would have died. Okay, so far the rounds actually have been somewhat easy for us. Even BFBs go down really easily because Arcane Spikes have pretty strong mob class damage. Haven't really needed to rely on that Azili Hex. Okay, 72 goes down. Around 73, got a lot of Moabs here. Actually pretty easy for us to defend, I'm not gonna lie. BFBs. Not looking bad either, okay. And here's around 75. BFB from the front, that's easy to defend. We're gonna save Moab Hex until now. Okay, perfect. I actually probably should have waited for the final sets of BFBs to use Moab Hex. But it looks like we're good. Yeah, okay. Around 76, we use Heartstopper. I actually die against this round. It's balloons that are still the problem. What if I added a Mermonkey to the mix? At least I know I died against this round, because if I retried, I definitely would have thought it defends this round, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? If I add that to the mix... do I defend? I still die. Wow. Let me see if a Ballistic Missile would make a difference, just for testing. Actually, kind of ridiculous that one Ballistic Missile makes that difference, I'm not gonna lie. I think what we'll do is we'll restart, and instead of going for the Sub-Commander early, I'll probably just have a Ballistic Missile on both sides. It's a similar price either way. Alright, does this setup defend round 40? That's my first question, because I don't have the armor-piercing darts this time around. We went for Ballistic Missiles, which are gonna help me out for ceramics. It does defend, actually. Nice. One other improvement I'm going to have this time is a better village spot, because last time my village didn't actually reach my Azili. So this time village is going to go right here. Discounts, range, and that does reach everything. Perfect. Alright, and after round 62 concludes, we have made it back to the deathly round 63. 19k on hand. So here's what we're going to do. Arcane Spike on the second one. And then I intentionally waited on getting the Alk buffs because I want the Alk buffs to throw immediately this round. And we'll do 2 of them, like that. Please defend. And I'm dead. Like, bro. It's just the balloons that are giving me so many problems. Maybe I just use something like this to get us through the early game. Plasma Accelerator. Wait, does that not breach? Even though I placed it on the rock? What is that? It kind of hits the balloons, but not really. Why is the line of sight blocked? What if I placed it all the way back? Is the line of sight still blocked? It's not anymore, okay. Yeah, it appears this easily defends. And honestly, if I had a Plasma Accelerator, I probably don't even need this Arcane Spike, and I can get the Prince of Darkness earlier that way. So I'm thinking that's the play. Alright. Restart again. I thought this would take like an hour, maybe hour and a half tops to get the black border. We're 2 hours deep, and I still haven't made it past round 80. And yeah, with the laser cannon play, I don't actually need that Arcane Spike early game for the Moabs, which is nice. So if this ends up working out, I should be able to get Prince of Darkness a ton earlier. We do afford that Plasma Accelerator here on round 58. That's fantastic. And here we go. Reach round 63 once again. Before this round starts, I think I will actually throw an Alk buff on my Necromancer, just to play it a little bit more safe, because I'm going to be relying on Dartling targeting. And let's start. Okay, first wave was defended. That wasn't that clean though. That was a little scary. I think I want to laser shock basically everything is what I need to do. So hit both sides, like, yeah, that's better. Hit both sides early is the idea. Like that. There we go, perfect. That was clean. I probably did not need the Alk buff on the Necromancer, but it's fine. 64 is going down as well. I just need that Prince of Darkness up. That's really all I'm looking for. Once I get that up, I can kind of breathe. All right. To get the Prince of Darkness up, guys, I need to beat round 75. That is going to be the threshold. Here we go. Defend this stuff. Hex now. Oh no. Okay, we're good, we're good. Prince of Darkness, please. There we go, perfect. Just in time for 76. Use the ability. Oh my gosh, we've done it. Well, we haven't won yet, but we've gotten the Prince of Darkness. That is such a monumental step. I don't know if you guys realize. It's taken me so long to get to this point. I'm happy. And the Prince of Darkness should be incredibly strong because it is getting buffed from Azalea at the end of the day. I'm also gonna get a stronger stimulant for this guy. And I think we save it for the Archmage next. Yeah, that's my plan. Archmage, Prince of Darkness, Plasma Accelerator with Alk buff and stuff should be a really strong combo. And we can get the Arcane Spike on our side now. Perfect. Archmage is 34k, okay. ZOMG here. I'm not gonna hex this because I don't think I need to. Let's see how fast we pop it. Oh, that was actually incredibly fast. Okay, that's a good sign. Now we have Super Ceramics to deal with, which means Plasma Accelerator no longer deals with Ceramics well. But Prince of Darkness is actually a pretty good Super Ceramic killer, so I don't think we'll have problems. Yeah, we're looking good. And we're actually making income pretty fast here, so we're already, what, halfway on save for the Archmage? That's fantastic. Round 84 is going down really easily. I think single target damage is probably our biggest weakness right now, so like ZOMGs. I will use a Hex on this round. Use Hex, right? About... Oh, I used that late. I don't even need Hex this round in all honesty. I was just using it to play it safe, but yeah. I might need Hex for 87 though. 87 is 4 ZOMGs. Let's use Hex now. Perfect. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3 killed. Okay. Round 88. I think after this round concludes, I have enough for the Archmage, according to my calculations. I'm hoping. ZOMG here. 2 ZOMGs. I should be able to deal with these. Oh, that actually got kind of close. Those ceramics are worrying me. We did deal with them though. And then start of round 88. Come on. Archmage. Let's go. Oh my gosh. We're alive. We're alive. Now what? I think we probably save for Overclock next is the best play. We have DTs this round. DTs shouldn't be a problem though. This can decamel them, and then Archmage can... Well, Archmage also can decamel them, because that has a built-in shimmer as well. And it's looking like we're shredding, yeah. This is great. I wonder, can I get a Mermonkey in here to Pierce buff these guys? I think that won't steal Alk buff, because Prince of Darkness and Archmage both benefit a lot from the Mermonkey Pierce. And that shouldn't steal Alk buff either. Oh wait, it does steal Alk buff. No way! No way that Mermonkey's closer than the Archmage. I guess it kind of is closer. That actually was probably a complete waste of money then, in all honesty. I get 20% Pierce bonus, but now I don't have the Alk buff on the Archmage anymore. I just should have saved up for the Overclock in all honesty. That is a really bad play that I just made. I'm not happy about that at all. Okay, we're gonna use a Hex here on Strong in a second. Wait. Now. Okay. That should be able to take out most of the ZOMGs. There we go. And Overclock can go right here at 14.5k. I'm not going to have it for round 85. I don't think I need it here, though. We should be good against DTs. Let's see. We're looking all right at the moment. Come on, get the Overclock up. Just in time for 80. Just in time for 96. All right, so I need $12,000 on hand to get Azalea level 20 for round 100, so we gotta keep that in mind. We need a Z level 20 for round 100 BD. Overclock our Archmage. I think that's better to overclock than the Prince of Darkness personally, but both could be overclocked with benefit. And do I use a Hex here this round? I'm gonna say yes. That actually might be a bad decision though. I feel like I'm not gonna get Hex back for 98. Okay, so I need 12,000 on hand, which means I can spend like 8,000 and be fine. So I think we go for something like an Unstable Concoction. Let's run it. Yeah, we don't get Hex back at all. Hex timing is just so bad. Overclock you. Do I defend the fortified ZMGs? First one goes down. Dude, the overclock timing is also going to be really bad. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm in a bad spot. I can still spend more money, though. I can spend like 5k more here. Okay, I'm going to go for another Unstable Concoction. That's my plan here. We'll go for 2 of them. And I'll use a Hex this round as well. As early as possible and strong. Here we go. Come on, Hex. Maybe first on the Hex? I'm dead. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. What would Moab Glues have done? What would a Moab Glue have done? Does it reach? I didn't know if it would reach or not. That's the problem. So that's why I didn't want to do it. It does reach, though. Hex on first. If I just did Moab Glue and Hex on first, I think that defends. I think that literally defends. It does, bro. Like, why? It defends easily, too, is the most annoying part. Like, that wasn't even close. And then round 99, I could just use an overclock on that Archmage. And that should defend the deities. And then round 100, we upgrade this. And we just Hex the deity. Well, that is actually the most frustrating thing of all time. We gotta restart now. Man, that sucks. That actually sucks.
10 years later.
Okay, I finally made it back. This time, I'm not going for an Abyssal Warrior down here, and what I'm gonna do instead is go for 2 Moab Glues. One up here. First, we have to deal with round 96, which I actually think I'm gonna use a Hex early this time around. Last time I used a Hex a little bit later in the round, and I didn't have it available at the start of 98. If I use it a bit earlier, I should get it back for 98 is my thought. Well, that might have been really dumb, actually. Because now I don't have it for the ZMGs, which was my plan. I wanted to carry over for the ZMGs. I think I'm still fine, though. The Moab Glues actually do help out quite a bit. Yeah, we're completely good. Okay. Alright, for 97, I'm actually going to add a Moab Press into here as well. I think that's a fine decision. I'm going to save my Hex and my Overclock for 98. Well, I think I need to overclock for the... Do I need to overclock for this? I don't think so. We're good. Okay. Overclock now. And then we're going to wait on the Hex. We want Hex on strong. Actually, we want Hex on first, actually. Hex now. Hex on strong. Come on. Pop that ZMG with the Hex, yes. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. I think we're fine against 98 here. I think we're okay. And I'm getting overclock back in time for 99, which is what I need. Overclock you. Defend 99, please. Yes. Yes. We've done it. Ladies and gentlemen, 3.5 hours in, level 20 Azili has been bought, and we have finally black bordered Flooded Valley. 724,000 pops on the Prince of Darkness. 483,000 on the Archmage, 230,000 on the Plasma Accelerator, 439,000 on Azili. Let's see that black border now. There we go. Man, that took a lot longer than it should have, but I'm happy we got it. Half of the expert maps have been done now. Comment down below what expert map you'd like to see next. Rhyme like out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.